What's up there guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Derail Valley. So this is my realistic difficulty playthrough. In the last episode I went and rescued the Slug from the shed which is up on the mountainside, and I did that using the DM3. That was pretty exciting stuff. I've now put together a configuration which is a little bit unusual, and I think one that could be quite interesting to try out. 2 DE2s with the Slug between. We're going to see what she's capable of today, so please do grab yourself a drink. Let's hit the rails. So first things first, yes, we went and captured the Slug. We basically rescued her from the mountainside, and yeah, basically that we did that using the DM3, which was quite fun actually, and a different approach to what I used in my standard difficulty playthrough when I used the DE6. In this episode, we're going to be putting this baby to the test. We're going to be putting this configuration to the test with the 2 DE2s and the Slug, and this is probably the configuration that we'll use going forward just to see how we get on. Now we've got this big set of planks here set behind us, and I'm going to be pulling these into the offloading lane first thing, and that's going to be basically the first thing that we're going to do. So we're going to take it nice and easy. This is going to be a shunting job, and if I remember rightly, this requires the long 2 license, so we're going to have to do a little bit of manual servicing, because we unlocked the manual servicing license, if you recall. So yeah, first things first, let's get this baby pulled into position. I'm just checking the parking brakes to make sure everything's set. So yeah, we should be good. We'll get this into drive. I'm going to check this brake configuration as well, because I can't remember exactly if this one is set correctly. So that one we will cut out. This one will leave now as the main one, and we should, yeah, the brakes are all good now. So let's get the train brake off and start to pull forward and see how she gets on. Now she's moving. I'm just going to pair this up. I do wonder whether there's a parking brake on at the back or whether this is just what we're getting. And just listen here as I leap to the back here, whether there's any screeching, and I don't think there's a parking brake on there actually. So there we go. No problem pulling this set. And yeah, I'm going to check obviously the weight of these babies as well once we go and get the job. But for now, let's maybe just sit ourselves halfway for the time being. See, things are starting to pick up speed now. And we'll go and just have a listen as well to that Slug in just a sec. Make sure she's getting the electricity she needs to run. But yeah, it would be interesting to see what would happen with a little bit more weight on and a longer run. So I'm really looking forward to that goods factory in town run that we'll be doing. I think I mentioned it, that we'll be doing in order to go and pick up some of the tools that we need, but we'll be doing that with this set of locos. So I think what we'll do is just reverse into the D yard with this set, and then we'll aim to go and manually service these locos. And if I remember rightly, the DM3 is there, so it'll be a full set of a full set of servicing going on in order to clear our fees. Starting to put a bit of brake on there, a bit more. Right, I'm going to throw that one, and I'm going to throw that one, and I'm going to switch this to D yard. So we'll be coming in here, and that is set correctly. This one is set correctly to take us into L. And if we just want to check everything, this switch here is the one that's in front of us. If I turn slightly, that might help. Like that. We should be able to see that highlight there if it's going to do it. There we go. So it's this one. And then as you get further in, it's that one, which you see in the distance, highlighting there. And then that one's just round the corner. So that type of thing is just, I think, you know, it's just a little extra check there that you can do if you just want to make sure everything's looking good. So let's just make sure that we're heading in the right direction here. So yeah, we'll pass the switch, so no worries. Get a bit more power on. See, not a lot of wheel slip happening, even though we're up to four bars of power already, according to this remote. Now, usually, if you're using a DE2s, you would end up with wheel slip there. But because of the extra weight and the power being spread out a bit across the 3 units, you get a bit of more opportunity, a bit more traction there. Right, so once we're in here, we will go to the servicing shed across the way. There. And that's what we'll be doing next. I'll just knock that power off. I don't want to go too far forward, because obviously the further forward that we go, then obviously the more work we have to do just to get out of there once we've done that. So yeah, we'll start to let's put a tiny bit of brake on, start to pressurise and get a bit of air going through the system. Of course there is air in the system, that's what's keeping things moving. There we go. Right, brakes on. I'm going to stick a parking brake on here, even though these train brakes will be locked on. In the meantime, so there we go. So yeah, we'll sit side of the Slug here. We'll be able to hear her here for a moment. There we go. And yeah, the Slug will make a nice unit to paint. Now that that's a thing. Shame you still can't repaint your rented locomotives, but it is what it is. I mean, it's I know that you can obviously redress them when it comes to you can use mods and stuff, but yeah, a few people have mentioned mods and stuff. I really do appreciate it. Thanks for hitting me up in the comment section with that. I have said a couple of episodes ago that I won't be utilising mods for this playthrough, but I do appreciate the suggestions, and I appreciate as well, guys, obviously people giving me them anyway and saying, you know, give it a try. Yeah, I'm all for that. I'm just not wanting to make my playthrough any easier. Basically, I want to go with a realistic difficulty playthrough. When I go to the station office, which I'm going to actually do in just a moment, we'll go and grab that job before we pull the DM3 any further forward. But yeah, I want to make my job just the same as what it is for anybody else playing this game without mods on realistic difficulty. Right, we'll leave these babies here for a sec. They can run. Somebody else mentioned in the comment section that when you kill the engine and start them up again, then it does take a bit of wear and tear to do so. So we won't restart them. We'll just leave them running. So what I'm looking for, and it's this one, isn't it, is the job basically. So in 78 minutes, that'll be easily achievable to get the time bonus. 644 tons, so not a lightweight. And it's a long 2 license required. So I'm going to stick that in my hotbar. What I will say is, in order to unlock the long 2 license, we're going to need to at least clear our fees. But let's just take a look if there's any other prerequisites. So we do have a cost of 20,000, which we've got plenty of money. Bumps up the insurance copay. It also reduces the time bonus deadline. And the prerequisite there is that you require a long 1. So we know what we need to do. Now, we've got over 200,000, so the money is not a thing. But if we were to go to fees, we'll see we do have some fees outstanding, 2 of which should be still increasing. Yep, those top 2 are our DE2s. This one is our DM3. So, instead of paying on there, we're going to go and do a manual service. So I'll reverse the DM3 up, and we'll do them all together. And then that'll all be nice and clear. No further requirement. Right, let's see. So this, and reverse. I'm going to bump it up a little bit there. Just give us a little bit more top speed. And as you can see, even in that gear, which is gear 5, still not a lot of speed available. But enough to get us to these babies at least. I think I said in the last episode that this view out of here, out of this particular end of the DM3, is the easiest to see. Yeah. Right, I'm going to hop down. I'm going to let her continue to push automatically forward a little bit. And in the same breath, we can come out here and hopefully get these connected together. Although what we can't do is connect a blue MU cable because we don't have one on the DM3. So we could leave her to run like that, give her a bit of gas. The other thing that we can do is just kick her out of gear completely and just let her be pulled along. In fact, why not switch her off, because she's going to be parked for at least a while. She may even despawn by the time we come to use the next. I'm going to do that. I'm going to switch that, and actually I've got us going the wrong direction there, because we're facing this way, so reverse makes sense, but not when you're controlling a DE2, which is actually facing the other way. So there we go. To be honest as well, because we've got the Slug for a bit of extra torque, we can actually turn this one off as well. And just have the one DE2 doing the work here with the Slug. Not sure whether she'll get enough electricity from the one, but she's making some sort of sound anyway. So keep it going. Alright, so next we're going to be going into here. I'll go and check that turntable in a sec. So reverse. We'll just put a tiny bit of power on there and we'll go and just take a look. Make sure everything's set correctly. Didn't look like it was, but actually it is. From that angle it looked a bit odd, but no, it's straight in there. And we do have a DE6 here, DE2, 282 and DM3. We've also got obviously the regular DE2 over there, which is the sort of the shunter that's always there. And I did check the area, at least to a certain degree, and I didn't find any other of the any more demonstration locos here. So yeah, it's one of those things really. We'll continue to check the stations as we go. Obviously we haven't been to the goods factory in town yet. So far we've found only the one demonstrator, the DH4, which is actually here in harbour by the shop. So yeah, we see the steam servicing point there flash up as we went past. Obviously no use to us. Right, we'll just hop up here, if I can actually get up. Wow. So what I want to do here is to go along here and just to get us in position really, because it's a little bit fiddly this. Now, we won't have any problem servicing all 4 units here. But the thing with the DM3 is the fuel intake is actually up there. So you just need to be a little bit careful with how you position her. Because the fuel pipe is down there actually. So we'll put that away. I'm going to switch this one off. So that's done. And yeah, we'll hop down. Right, fuel first goes up there, if it'll let us. Come on, we're on it. Why won't it go in? Are you kidding me? There we go. Right. Right, so this unit is L057. So L057, ready for manual service. We'll get the mechanical powertrain, wheels, nothing for the body. Oil-wise, going to need some. No sand and diesel. Obviously, no electrical powertrain with the DM3. It's mechanicals, 2.8. So, I don't know whether you remember what it said on that screen round there. It was 5,000 something. So, definite saving there by manually servicing. Right, now we've got the L57, which will be a DE2 because everything's lit up to indicate that it's got the electrical and mechanical powertrain, and as a requirement for oil, requirement for fuel, and yeah, 3.5 so far. Next up, this will be the Slug because it doesn't have a mechanical powertrain, electrical powertrain, wheels, a little bit of repair, nothing really there. Now, we wouldn't necessarily actually have to service the Slug in order to get the license, because you don't have to clear. You won't have any fees on the machine. I wouldn't have any fees on the machine for the Slug, but yeah, we'll do it anyway. So this is the other DE2. That is now all sorted. So 4.5 is considerably less than the machine was telling us. So as you can see there, the main cost there, mechanical powertrain. Then we've got Again, mechanical powertrain. Wheels, oil, some diesel there. Obviously, oh sorry, I was thinking each page was for a different loco. It's not. It's just, yeah, all the diesels on the back page. So yeah. Anyway, that's done. We're done. I'm going to leave the DM3 parked here. If we want to call on her again, we can. But I'm going to utilise the configuration that we'll be using from this point in order to do the rest of this job, which is the 2 DE2s and the Slug. So, to avoid wasting time, I'm going to fire these babies up. That one I'm going to leave cut out. Lights are off. Parking brake will be... I thought that would have been on because we've serviced. Yeah, we have serviced. Although it's only saying... Ah, it's because... Parking brake's usually on. I wonder whether it's only when you use the machine. I can't remember. I haven't done it for that long now. Right. Let's get cracking. Fire this one up. So yeah, bags of acceleration going on here actually now. So the thing to consider here now is we still need to clear some fees because it'll be emissions fees still outstanding, which can only be done via the machine, and you only have to pay them for the rented locos. So we'll have 3 lots of emissions fees to clear, and then we'll be able to get our long 2 license. So I think what we'll do without going any further is pull things into position here. This one is fine as it is, but this switch here needs throwing, because if you remember we came out of there. I'm going to throw that one as well because most likely next we'll go into like the E-yard. We wouldn't be going in there. We only parked the DM3 there because it was convenient at the time. So we are going down this way into D again. So we'll just let her roll on now, nicely. Wow, what is going on there? How did I end up under the thing there? See, I wouldn't recommend any more than 30 k's around here. I'll tell you what we'll do actually. 78 minutes is a long time and it's no problem, so what I'll do is just let her roll on a little bit while we go and validate the job, and hopefully there won't be a crash in the meantime. So we need to clear these fees. Those are actually mounting up again. As I said, so we do have a little bit of wear and tear because we've started using them again. What is that noise? Ah, right. So what's happened there is when we've cleared the fees, the parking brakes have come on, because that's what happens. So it's like, if you imagine virtually you are servicing them, but not really, because we've already serviced them, but this machine thinks we're servicing them. So the parking brakes come on. So that's what that noise was. So what we'll do is we'll now unlock our long 2 license. So that's done. And then we can validate this job. So that's done as well. So we are now basically doing this job. We picked it up from G5I. We've took it to D7L, yes, albeit we've gone and done a bit of manual servicing. But then we're going to do a bit of dropping off as well into 3 yards. So what we'll do is just get this sorted. So the engines have turned off as well, which is obviously a nice touch. Just checking that one. That shouldn't be on, but just checking it anyway. And this will be cut out. That's another one that happens. And the lights are actually still on. I thought they'd be off. Right. Oh, again. One way that we could get around this is to pair this one. Yeah, I keep getting caught out by the direction, but yeah, all good. We'll get ourselves in here. But yeah, as you can see, again, you can quickly power up without fear of wheel slipping a great deal. So yeah, there's that as an advantage when using the Slug because of the weight. And that weight, I believe, in real life would be via some concrete lodged into a right, hop down. Okay, so let's go and throw the offload button and then we'll get things moving again. Of course, we'll need to release that parking brake on the cars before we actually start getting anything going properly. But we'll do the offload. Alright, so what do we have then for our drop-off points? Well, we've got a bunch of cars going to C1S, a bunch of cars going to D2S, and some going to G1S. So which cars are where? What do we have at the back? We've got C327. Now that's going to C. Right. So that one through to 494. I'll tell you what, we'll go and release that parking brake first before we start finding 414, because I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull them forward a little bit, and then I'm going to leave the ones going to C till last. So let's release the parking brake here. Okay, and then we'll get them going forward. Well, it'll be reversed now, won't it? Because we've switched D2. Right, so we're looking for 494. And there she is. So we'll stand on here, and what I'll do is just pull these so far out, and then we'll leave them kind of out the way a little bit, but as far forward as possible. Because I don't want to go to C first. Because think about it this way, these cars are at the back. This is the first drop off, really. So technically we'd go to C, drop these rear ones off, then we'd drop whatever's next off, then we'd drop the ones closest to the loco next as the final drop off. We might change the order here. So what I'm saying is, these ones going to C, we'll leave them on the track here. So as far forward as possible without being in the way, because we definitely got some going into D, and it was D2 or something, I think. Okay, that'll do us nicely. So that is absolutely fine. I'll just stick a parking brake on here. Wow, that was a nice bang. So we've got 928 is the car in front, which is going to D2S. So 928, 649, and 293 are going to D2. So we know that it's here, so that when we pull these forward a bit more, we'll be leaving those behind for the moment. And we are going back here with this switch now thrown to go to D, and we've thrown that switch, so we're coming down here, switch to D2S next. So let's change direction. Get things moving. Wow, the extra pace there is very nice indeed. That acceleration there is wonderful with these empty cars. Alright, so I think we're going to have to give these a little nudge. I know some of you like to attach up. I just give them a push with the parking brake on. And I am yet to have a problem with any damage by doing that. So we have got basically ourselves in there now by the looks of things. Well, actually, let's just check that. So we've got 928. We were stood on 649. We just need to come a little bit further there because we've got 293 here. So what we can do is actually, let me do this. Let me release the brakes first. Put a little bit on, and then we can also just start to undo that really, because we're going to be dropping off now. Like that. We can do any type of brake in there. I expected to see them come apart a little bit there, but I guess not. Well, that's done. So, again, just checking, because we don't want mistakes. We've got 293 connected to 649 and connected up to 928 Perfecto. Right, so I'm going to get these cars going that way because we'll be going to, I think it's G Yard, just checking. That's where we've got the break where we're no longer carrying our own trains. Cars, so we've got 380, we've got 439, and we have got there 058 going to G1S. So let's get a move on, get ourselves into G Yard. Right then, so we'll get past this switch. Now you see the mist is starting to come in, so the weather is obviously a factor, especially in this realistic difficulty playthrough where we set the days to longer, the weather's longer, stays around longer. So we're going into G next. So we are coming in from are we coming in from the south or the north? Well, sorry, the east or the west, it's more like, isn't it? So we are currently coming in from the west. So 1 is up there. So that's exactly where we're going, if I've set that right. So let's get a bit of movement happening. Yeah, good stuff. Enjoying this one so far. Hope you are too. And there we go. We are all set, but we do have... Ah, yeah, we've got that car in there. I think that was ours from a couple of episodes ago still. So it's going to be another little push here. Although we could let the parking brake off that one, really, or loosen it a little bit. Tell you what, let's do that. We'll give it a little nudge and hopefully it won't go too far. But we'll just loosen it a bit. Put it about like that. Give it a little 5k nudge. So there she goes. In fact, we can loosen that off. Yeah, so what I'll do here is just put this on again. That'll help stop things. And I can stick this on as well. Obviously it's not going to stop our locos, but we'll do that. And I think that's in. That's classing us in. Yeah, we're in there. Right. Let's undo things. So that just leaves the cars that we haven't done yet. So 058 through to 439, and then we've got 380. Yep, so they're in G1S. So the last job is to get these babies into C. Better for braking as well, the weight, by the way. Definitely helps. Who needs automatic connecting, eh? Who needs automatic coupling? Alright, so we're taking 494 through to 327. And we're taking them through to C1S. So let's get a bit of speed on. We'll just sit at the back. Keep things moving nicely. So going into C, we'll just see if we can see through the mist to see if there's actually anything in C1. There shouldn't be. And in which case what we can do is, if there's nothing in C1, we can actually just give these babies a little push off and just let them go. You know, I think there is something in... It looked like there was. I'll go and check. It's like my eyes deceive me. Why is there something in where we're going? But it's always the case, isn't it? I'm pretty sure there was, actually, so maybe I won't get to give these a little bump like I wanted to. I wanted to actually just send them off and then, obviously, open the brake valve to stop them. Right, so for C, we are going into C1, so that was already set correctly, so great. We must have been in there previously, I can't remember, to be totally honest. But I think those cars there match the ones that we put into G, so I think that's us. Again, one thing we can do here is hop down, take the brake off, and hopefully not send them into the water at the end. First little wheel slip there with this setup. So you see these are freewheeling now. Oh, there's some more cars down there as well. Give us a break, will you? At least one car. Man, this is so much fun, this part. I think they're coming in now, so... I think that might be us in there, you know. Yeah, definitely is, right. Right, we'll stick that parking brake on, that's our job in. And then we'll close those, get this undone. We will... what I'll do here is, I'll shut this down. I'll shut this one down. And I'll reconfigure this so that if we're going to utilise this loco next time, it's set up correctly. I know that you might be thinking, well, why am I not going to go and get paid immediately? Well, we've got time, that's why. It's tons of time. Because we've got 78 minutes and we've barely utilised any of that time. In fact, we'll go and see how much time we've used now when we get over to the station office. It'll probably take us quite a while, actually, to get there. So, yeah. Let's get ourselves round here. Right, here we go. Let's see how we've done. So yeah, we did it in 21 minutes. We've got 45.4 thousand there. We'll pocket that money. And so yeah, we're up. We serviced our vehicles and we've done a good job there, I think. So I hope you enjoyed that one, guys. If you did, please do hit the like button. Hit me up in the comments section. I'd love to hear from you. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, I'd love it if you'd go ahead and do that. And guys, what I will say is, yeah, hit the notification bell. It'll help you to see my videos when they become available. But if you are interested, guys, I'd love to converse with you. So hit me up in the comments section. Otherwise, guys, please do take care of yourselves. And I'll catch you guys again soon.